Good morning, Muslim students, family, and friends. These past couple months have been some of the hardest in my professional career. And I recognize that as students and families, I am not alone. Prior to COVID-19, I had never uploaded a video. I did some work on computers, but as a whole, philosophically, I tried to stay away from them. I had never shot a video on a smartphone, and all of a sudden, my wife's potting shed, my sugar house, my living room, my home office, if you want to call that, became my classroom. That was on top of trying to figure out how to get food from the grocery store, how to take care of my own kids, of whom needed my attention, both as a dad and now suddenly as their teacher as well. And I recognize this is exactly what you all have experienced as well. I want to thank you for being as strong and kind, understanding, empathetic, and dedicated as you have been. Some of the notes that I've received from both parents and from students are what have kept me going throughout the day. As a person, societal struggle is something that I've always felt prepared for. But when the systems that we become to rely on suddenly are reinvented overnight, that can be very difficult and has proven to be very difficult for me. So, again, thank you. I wanted to take this opportunity to briefly discuss grading, as I've been receiving a lot of questions in regard to students' grades. A massive part of students' assessment in Muslimu is their ability to invest in the field, invest outside of the parameters of the regular classroom. And what that means is one's ability to be prepared, both with a positive attitude and with the proper clothing, notebook, pencil when heading into the field, but then also prepared to ask questions and to open oneself up to absorbing information so that can be used in an authentic environment. Obviously, that has been something that I have not been able to assess. I have done my absolute best to provide academic opportunities that allow for exploration, naturalistic immersion, and the least amount of computer time possible. However, I can't invest that field investment piece. And all of this goes back to an inherent aspect of the Muslimu philosophy. And it's one that's really hard to wrap your head around. Much of an individual's assessment of themselves comes from a numerical grade. And while that's the best system we have in place right now, we are looking at reinventing that. We are recognize that there is inequities and that being motivated solely by a numerical grade potentially is a superficial way in which to assess students' prowess, progress, and ability. By that I mean school can suddenly become a checkbox. If I get the good grade, I can then move on to greener pastures, and this denotes that I am a successful individual. At Muslimu, what we have really tried to instill in kids is that learning is not just for a grade. It's not to please those around you, but rather it's for yourself. Solely being motivated by a numerical grade encourages academic dishonesty, compliancy, and complacency. And while it does work for quite a number of students, there are other students that are either so driven to get that high grade or have already decided, so disenfranchised to the point that they've already decided that that's a type of assessment that they will never be successful in, that they never are fully able to absorb information for themselves. As I've long said, I believe that the pinnacle, the apex of the human experience is the ability to feel liberated and free. And that comes with knowledge. So I really ask, as you reflect upon your entire school year and your journey to come, that you begin to recognize that this learning is not just so that you can check that box and move on. But this learning is so that you can gain skills, concepts, practical hands-on experience that you can then apply in your own life, in your own career, around your own family's kitchen table, and feel as though you have a voice. So I have a difficult time assessing that, and I want you to recognize that where I'm at right now is really pretty basic. If you kept up with the assignments, checked in with your attendance, then you're certainly going to receive a fine grade from me. If you didn't do that, then I'm sure that your assessment will be of a lower quality. If you're in a position where you need to catch up, please reach out to me. Let's see what we can do. I recognize this has been a struggle. I recognize that you've been overwhelmed by my class and other classes as well. I recognize that the mere distraction and intensity of the computer screen is not hardwired as something that people can use for their own advancement. I totally get that. So if you feel overwhelmed, please reach out to me. Parents, that's the same for you. I sometimes can sense the frustration in emails and phone calls, and that's fine. I'm frustrated too, but I would like to finish this year, these last few days of this school year, in a way where people have a good feeling. And I think that really comes from recognizing that your own academic journey, your own prowess as a student needs to be motivated by a desire to better oneself and to utilize this information in a forum outside of my classroom. Again, thank you so much for bearing with me. I have had a very difficult time as I've worked incredibly hard to produce a product that pales in comparison to what we could all do together in person. I strongly hope that we're all together again next fall and we can continue. Thank you for bearing with me and being the best student that you possibly could be. I miss you all very much. I care for you. If you have any questions in regard to this video, please reach out to me. My son's shaking the screen here. Hopefully you're not getting seasick. Take care. Stay safe. And I really hope you have a wonderful summer. If you stayed up on your assignments and if you checked in for attendance, your grade is going to be fine. As far as the depth of work that you did, that's a personal thing. That's something that you need to wrestle with inside your own heart. And that's something that, if you're comfortable with, you need to look at with those that you love within your family and your friend circles. I hope that you found some value in them. I know that I find value in and pride and feel blessed to be your educator daily. So thank you very much for watching this. Please reach out if you have any questions. I wish you all well, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye.